I'm Sarah Thomas, Director of Women in Comms here at BC in Austin, Texas. And I'm joined today by Lori Treseder, the Director of Engineering Technology for Infinera. Lori, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Can we start, just tell us a little bit more about your background and what you do at Infinera?
Sure. Background is I was raised in New Mexico. I went to the University of New Mexico, graduated in 1987, and then I went to Colorado Springs and worked for Digital Equipment Corporation there. And from there I moved to California, worked for a few different communications companies, and ended up at Infinera. And I've been with Infinera for about 17 years. I started as the mechanical engineering manager and the only mechanical engineer. And I hired a team of mechanical and thermal engineers. And now as Director of Engineering Technology, I'm responsible for mechanical, thermal, PCB layout, and compliance. And then I have a daughter who is also in computer science here in Austin.
Okay, excellent. So as Director of Engineering Technology, you work in the data center with the product design there. We're focused a lot on digital transformation today because all the operators are as well.
Right.
What are some of the challenges with that in the data center?
So for us, digital transformation is a big challenge with the bandwidth demands. But we're focusing a lot of our energy on trying to maintain power and trying to either maintain it or make it better. So as an example of this, our DTNX product line with the ICE4 products, the power that we're using now is the same power that the previous generation power was using, with an increased bandwidth of 2.4 times. And then on the other hand, our CX2 or CX and XT platforms, we have a significant increase in density while our power per bit is decreasing. So our CX2 product is a 2.5 times increase in density from our DTNX ICE4 product with a 40% power benefit. So we're really trying to help the data centers manage their power.
Okay, just trying to keep up.
Yep.
And of course, we're at the Women in Comms event, so I have to ask, you're a mechanical engineer, and
right.
I was going to say you're the only female one, but you said you actually started as the only one at all.
Yeah, I'm not the only female one. I have a thermal engineer that works for me that's also a female now.
Okay, great. Well, I was just curious if you thought you faced any unique challenges or opportunities being a female in a heavily male-dominated role.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest challenge is not being heard. So I've been asked questions from early on in my career where people would ask a question related to a project that I'm working on, and I would answer it, and it was almost as if the answer never got said. And so they would rephrase the question, sometimes indirected at another person. And when this happens, you either need to re-answer the question, or you need to take them aside afterwards and say, hey, you did this, and make them aware of the things that they did. As an example, my daughter, I was just talking to her about this the other day, and she did a hackathon with two senior engineers who were also male, and she came to them with a solution to the problem. And they pretty much dismissed her and told her to go do some menial tasks, and then 3 hours later came back with the same solution that was the answer. So, she handled it, and I think you just have to address it as it comes.
Yeah.
As far as opportunities go, I've had huge opportunities too, from high school professors, regardless of gender, who were just passionate about science and technology and pushed all the students to go there, and college professors who mentored and fostered women through the process. And then I've had some really, really great managers who have not only taught me to be a great engineer and to believe in the things that I do, but also have pushed me to be a great leader. So, and then there's a hugest opportunity now, I think, with the companies who are hiring women, and they're making a push to hire women and put more women in the workplace to, even out the roles. I think it's great. I think it's a great time.
And it's great to hear your daughter is a computer scientist, although frustrating that she's still facing a lot of the same issues that we've always faced.
Yeah.
And we do hear a lot about how it's so hard to encourage women to go into STEM careers, starting when they're young girls. Besides having a great role model in you, would you say there's anything else that really helps kind of starting to inspire girls young?
Well, yeah, she didn't really have a choice because her dad's also an engineer, so she didn't have much diversity in thinking. But when she was younger, we would buy her toys that weren't geared towards women or gender. We bought her a little electrical engineering set where you had to hook up the circuit and make a light bulb. turn on. And then we also bought her microscopes and stuff, just got her interested in all kinds of things. And we never told her that there was nothing that she could do, she couldn't do. And she's an athlete, and so she's a competitor. I think it's important when you're in a minority, in a field, to be a competitor. And you really need to stand up for what you're thinking, and we never let her think that she couldn't do something. So I think it's just a support thing. You have to push them through.
Be purposeful about it.
Yep.
Okay. Great. Well, this is a lot of great advice already, but anything else you want to leave our viewers with for advice for pursuing careers in comms?
You know, I think as a woman in technology, you really have to make yourself be seen and be noticed. And the biggest things that I've seen that have helped me through my career are being decisive. When someone asks me a question, even if I'm not 100% sure of the answer, I answer it. And you can always come back later and say, give the exact right answer. And also, be a part of the team. Like, sit at the table, look people in the eye, stand up straight. We have a conference rooms at Infinera where we have a table, and then we have chairs behind the table. And a lot of times people will choose to sit behind the table, but don't sit behind the table, right? Sit at the table, be part of the team. Make people know that you're there for business. I think it's a great time. I think women are coming up.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Lori. Really appreciate you being here and sharing your perspective.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's been an honor.